The Yellow Brick Road. This video does not reflect the actual views of real people. These are actors playing a role to entertain audiences. No persons or animals were harmed in the making of this video. Gosh, I love YouTube and I love Google.
Welcome to the Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan. It's a little dark in here. Yes, my pants are still on. Welcome to the Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan. This is James, and we're going to be talking about basically how realistic is it for the idea that food and water be free for everyone in the world.
It's provided. If you need it, there it is. Take as much as you want.
That's the idea. Now, is it realistic?
Yes.
How so?
Because first of all, if everybody understood the importance of providing for everybody else, well, yourself and everybody else around you, then it would be so.
Alright, so you're saying just on a moral standard,
Yeah, of course.
that we just straight up decide to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, we decide to do this.
Yep.
Okay, so that's one way. How about another way? How about logistically? Like, how does this actually come to fruition? How does this actually happen, straight up?
Like a method of doing so? Well, it's
Method, you don't have to be like, we're not fucking scientists or anything.
No. But I can see how something is possible. So just like if someone says, well, there's not enough animals, like you don't have to eat animals, okay? In fact, if people really wanted to, somebody who's actually interested in this, which means they'll do it no matter what, they will take their time and dedicate their time into creating something in abundance, something that can be created. Like, it's basically like genetically modified foods, except this would have like no health defects or anything like that, like constant like testing with it, but nonetheless, there you go. Like, here's food right here. We created it. We didn't have to do anything here.
And as far as motive, I guarantee there's thousands of scientists that would, if they found out that this was possible, there'd be thousands lined up to do the job. Like, I want to be that guy that did that.
But again, why did anybody else do it? Like, they already have.
Yeah, maybe they have.
Look at candy. You think you can't grow candy. You have shit to make candy, Like corn syrup. Somebody's making that, okay? It's cheap to make it. There's an abundance of corn products,
You're speaking specifically about things like meat.
Things like meat. Yeah.
Because vegetables you just grow.
Yeah. But even that, they can create a method of actually creating an abundance of healthy vegetables, fruits, etc.
That seems the most practical out of all the ideas.
Right, there's farming. If we look at the farms, right? It's literally like a farmer, unfortunately. Just like one dude rather than like a whole team of people really fucking like dedicating their time, really going in depth of like, what's the best way to do this? What's the healthiest way to do this? Rather than using chemicals and all that stuff. And the other argument is, well, cost effective, James. We're going to get all that money. I'm like, first of all, you don't need it.
No.
You don't need to live by that. You know, this is why this stuff should and could be free. All this shit could be free.
Yeah. I mean, we're the dictators of what finance is, really. Right? They're basically just numbers or paper.
Like, we created the system, like, of the system of currency that we have.
Yeah.
So who's to dictate what we can't do? You know?
And I think we slowly moved away from actual value. Right? First it was bartering with resources. Then it moved towards, all right, a gold standard, like this shiny metal's important.
Yeah.
And now we even moved away from that to where it's numbers on a screen that are the important thing.
Yeah. So, again, another argument was, well, if food and water was free, everybody would just go and grab it. So, they would take a bunch of it too much. Like, would they really? If it was all provided for, what would be the need for it?
If your population has no fear of scarcity, then they would be fine. Now, if they think it's going to run out in a year, then you'll see the mobs of people sprinting towards fucking apple trees and shit. I need to get this first.
If they're not, I would say morally set.
Yeah.
Which, and then the other argument is like, you know, well, is this a bad idea? Absolutely not. It's not a bad idea.
But you need a mature population to handle that. Like, okay.
Yeah, sure, of
like,
course.
In order to implement this, we're going to struggle for a bit. And a lot of people are probably going to say, I can't afford to struggle right now.
Well, I can bring up this example too. You have LeBron James, right? And his mom. Single mom. Poor. The only reason why they're not poor, at least, you know, as far as what happened, was literally his basketball career.
Yeah.
Now, think of a society where that doesn't happen now. Right? It wouldn't happen. You can pursue whatever you wanted to based off of just the fact that it's provided for you if you want it. It's all there. Just like you don't have, like, if you're hungry, you don't have to go get a goddamn job to go get some food. You should have food. It should be there. That plain and simple.
It should be available to go get.
My bad, yeah.
Like freely
it's
available
right
to go get.
Right there. And well, who's going to do it? Like whoever's bliss it is to either help people, cook food, or what have you.
Work farms.
Sure.
There's
I like this stuff, man. You know, I care. There you go. It's that simple.
Or, well, me personally, I'd add an economic system to that.
Well, I mean,
as in people, like all their basic needs are provided for, but let's say they want a Mercedes Benz, like, oh, you can go work at wherever, McDonald's or some bullshit. You can go work somewhere.
A better McDonald's.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go out in your society of free food and shit.
Yeah.
So, oh, you're a guy who goes out and hands out the food or delivers it to people who can't like leave their homes. They have some sort of disability. Like you may okay, we'll provide money or credits or whatever for you to go get your Mercedes Benz.
It's basically a living wage.
Well, yeah, the living wage is already provided for. Everything else is just bonus. So now when you go work a job and you get paid for it, you don't have to spend it on rent, food, and water. You can spend it on expressing yourself. I want that Mercedes Benz.
That's the way it should be.
Or it's like, yeah, I like using the community basketballs, but I want one for myself so I can dribble at home and constantly be working on this thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like socialism to me, and socialism is evil.
So I think the real thing is these conditioned ideals or ideas that have been like kind of like put onto people and accepted that, well, listen, dude, if you want food, you should go get a job. Like, don't you see how that's like slavery here?
The biggest conditioner on the planet right now, as far as like, obviously the prime level is people themselves conditioning each other, but like the material thing is money. Yeah. It's in every aspect of all of these different societies. Right. Money's the most important thing.
Like I say, hey guys, college should be free, okay?
100%.
Whatever you want to pursue, you should be able to pursue it. If I want to be a fucking boxer, I don't got boxing gloves. I don't got money for a boxing gym. I don't got shoes. I don't got trunks. I don't got any of the stuff to train with. No, I don't even got food. Hypothetical situation. And I'm like, don't worry, we'll provide it for you. We'll give you money. Like, when someone's like, where are you going to get the money? I'm like, look, okay, dude, let me ask you some questions.
That's thinking of this world we're in
This world
now.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, who controls a lot of the money? Who? Or at least all of it.
Who controls the money?
Yeah.
Fuck if I know. Right? It's some guy we've never heard of. Or not guy, but
People.
some group of people that we've never heard of.
But now
And
you
I'm
understand
not saying
this.
conspiracy theory.
No.
I'm just looking at it realistically.
Sure.
If 1% of the world owns whatever 50+%
Yeah.
of the world's wealth,
Yeah.
it's like,
What I'm saying
on,
is,
man.
lawmakers, government, et cetera, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as well as, laws, taxes, et cetera, you know, stuff like that. So when we see what certain branches of the government or things that are connected to the government itself, like intelligence agencies, et cetera, or military, and they're spending, and you're telling me, as well as this money that's like accepted, like behind the book, like under the books that you can only imagine of, but the ones that are on the books, like arms deals, like the U.S. arms deals with Saudi Arabia, and the crazy amount of money they get from that, and the military spending, how much each of these jets cost, and guns, and all this like paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And you can even go past that. Ooh, let's see, how much did Disney, like what was it? They bought Star Wars for this amount, for 1.4 like billion something. Like, wait, what? Oh, wait. So imagine this, right? The military spending. Let's say it's over $600 million.
600 million?
Yeah.
Way over that.
All right. Great. Now you take $1 million of that, right? All that money.
Yeah.
How many people live in the U.S.?
Probably, a little over 300 million people.
Cool.
I think.
That means
I think.
basically everybody could be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Look at that. But we don't have the money.
Even
Boo-hoo.
yeah.
Hey, hobo, go get a job. What is this?
Even if you're the 1%, that's completely like, well, why are you giving, are you taking our money and giving it to them? Like, no, everyone. Even if you're a billionaire, now you're a billion plus 1 million.
Sure.
Nair. So everyone gets 1 million
Yeah,
each.
these things will like this idea, and it's a theory, but it could work. And whoever says it can't work, they don't know what they're talking about.
Just make sure you're not talking about the 1 million for every person. Straight up.
Hypothetical.
Right? You're not. That's not what you mean by that would just work.
No.
You get killed for saying that.
I said
they'll argumentatively kill you on that one.
whatever.
Because we know people act silly.
I didn't say it would work. I said it could happen.
Yeah, in a healthy society.
In a healthy
it would
society,
work out.
yeah.
Yeah. Just got to make sure you add that
But
caveat.
Yeah. But anyway, see how quickly this topic will and it's going to have to cross into existential ideas, not just my mathematics say this will not work based off the system that we all have agreed upon.
That they were born into, basically. That they got from someone else.
Exactly.
Instead of sitting down and saying, let's figure this out.
You're sat down like James. This is the way the world works. I'm like, no, it isn't. No, this is the way this is what we do with it.
Yeah.
And to say that you can't, you can't have free food or water, like it won't work, or even if someone says it's a bad idea, because people are just gonna go out and steal, not steal, but go grab a bunch of it. I'm like, why would they do that unless one, they were ignorant, or they're corrupted. And then two, it's like, why would they even do that if they weren't desperate? Yeah. A lot of ignorant people will do shit because they're desperate.
Let's add a real life scenario into this. Right? You have the housing crash of 2007, 8, around that time. And you have banks taking homes away from people. Yeah. Now, when these people left their homes, no one was living in them. They're just houses sitting there.
Just sitting there.
So if you just use the spirit of the rule to say, "Oh, just stay in your house," then just because numbers on a screen somewhere fell down, it's like there's like no direct connection with real life and the numbers on the screen. It's like, oh, you just stay in your house. We'll figure it out later. That just makes sense to me. I don't know.
Levi, free Assange.
Yeah, I've heard about it. That's actually a topic we could do.
Next video.
Maybe.
So yeah, just a quick brush over everything we just said. So 1, is it possible? Yes. Why? Because it can happen. 2, is it a bad idea? No. It's on the morally right side of what ideally should happen in a morally just society.
And in a practical sense, the world would be healthier, I think.
3, is it possible for all these things to be cultivated, created as far as an abundance of food? Sure.
I think that's already considered a possibility.
Yeah.
Heavily. I think, like, even the Zeitgeist movement is waiting for automation to happen.
Yeah.
As in, so we don't have to ask people to work on it. We just have machines constantly farming to where we just have an abundance
but then,
of food.
If anything ever goes wrong, you also have people that are prepared to, like, this is how you farm, okay? This is what we do here. Okay?
I'm sure it's going to be just natural. Like, I do it the natural way. Like, they're going to be...
There's nothing wrong with that.
They're going to be prideful about it.
Maybe.
No, it's a good thing. It's them expressing themselves.
Yeah, but not a team player.
It's the guy you're talking about that has a bliss for farming.
Yeah.
He's like, I do it the natural way. I grow my own shit. I don't use any of these machines that do it for me.
Wait, ready?
Look at this city boy coming in here.
Is that a tractor? Abraham over there uses his legs.
Yeah, it turned into a fucking Olympic sport. Man.
So anyway, yeah, who grows corn the fastest? Like I said, right? So we look at this, right, and a lot of it goes back to morals, existential ideas, right? Because it turns out the fact, like, if you really wanted to help someone create a system and everyone's involved, then it could happen, and it would. And it wouldn't be a bad idea at all. Because, 1, if you look at it, well, why is there a lot of unhealthy food out there, and why does food cost something? Because somewhere out there, some ignorant fucker or corrupt people decided, hey, you know what, you either pay money or you're going to starve. And that's that. And why is a lot of food unhealthy? 1, maybe someone's uneducated. 2, it's cost effective to mass produce a certain amount of food, to pump animals with drugs, make them bigger. That way we can cut them up more amount of them, you know. Or 2, the abundance of corn that people eat, you know.
Yeah.
It's literally like, well, it's going to cost it's going to cost money for us to get rid of all this shit over here. Let's use it for something. And then you'll get shit like corn syrup and feeding corn to the cows and all that crap, you know.
Yeah.
And then not only that too, you wouldn't have to kill animals if someone. This is the last thing I'll say. It's not a moral thing. However, I felt as if, like, well, do you like if someone says, well, do you like meat? It's like, yeah, I like it. I like the way it tastes, you know. I like it. I don't have a problem with it. You know, pause. So, someone out there,
awesome.
Yeah, someone out there could fucking make a machine. Or literally make food that tastes like it, if not better.
Yeah.
And then,
theoretically, it sounds possible.
Well, it is.
I don't know if it'll happen, but I'm just saying.
Well, I know it is.
In my mind,
I can tell you.
Scientifically, it just theoretically sounds possible.
I can tell you I do know it's possible. I can tell you that. All right. That's it.
That is it. I'd like to thank you for watching. Please subscribe. That was Levi, right? Mm-hmm. Levi, aka Trending Now. It's very possible we do the Assange video about some court-ordered thingies happening.
Mm.
But anyways, please subscribe if you feel like. Always comment. We accept all comments. No matter what perspective you're coming from, we accept it. And as always, give this video a thumbs down.